Hello everybody, Low for Life here, bringing us my first Genesis deck profile. So this is going to be interesting. I am still really, unsure about Genesis in terms of, deck building and everything. It feels like the Wild West, because there's just so many unknowns. What's good, what's bad, what's good in a side deck, all that fun stuff. So anyway, yesterday I got to go to another Genesis tournament finally, and I decided to play Battlin Boxer. Battlin Boxer is a deck that I greatly enjoy, and I love the new support. I remember playing it back when it first came out with, good lord, was that Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy when it first came out, the new support? The, first wave? Actually, you know what, I can take a look on my Ygopro. I don't remember. When did this deck come out? Yeah, Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Go me remembering that. Anyways, so I remember playing it back then. It was a really fun grind deck. Wasn't particularly great back then. And I think it got one regional top or two. I can't remember. Anyways, but however, it really, lack of support, really hurt it. Not giving it anything between then and now other than a single, World Superstars card, and that was it. So the deck did get new support back in the Fire Legendary Duelist set. I forget when that came out. What, 2 years ago? God, it feels like it only was a year ago, but it was probably more like 2 or 3. I can't remember. Anyways, this deck, it feels good support, wrong time, and not enough. So, perfect Genesis deck. No links we have to worry about, no pendulums the deck got or anything, no pendulums, no links, no nothing like that, and the deck has absolutely zero cost, especially if you have your playset of 7th Tachyon, which unfortunately I do not. I have one, but I digress. So, we're going to go through this and talk about it. I feel like this deck can still be very much improved upon in terms of what we actually got right now, in terms of ratios and everything. So I'm really curious to see what you guys think and have to say in the comments. Here's hoping we get more support one day. I really want to see an extender and 2 more Xyz monsters. I'd be really happy. Anyways, so let's talk about the best card in the deck. First and foremost, we have 3 Battlin Boxer Promoter. Promoter here is a freaking rescue rabbit for the deck. So if you have him in your hand and your opponent has a monster, you can special summon him, and you can tribute him to special summon 2 Battlin Boxers from your deck, and you can also do something where you can banish him and modulate levels. The last thing there does not matter that much. The Battlin Boxers have a single rank 3. And it's not particularly good. It's really interesting, and I do want to see them explore that design space more. But after we get 2 more good rank 4s and some more good level 4s, you know what I mean? So that's some really interesting design space right there with it. The big thing holding this card back, because this card's amazing, flat out just amazing. You give a Rescue Rabbit to any Xyz focused archetype, they're going to be very happy. The downside is that the turn you use any of his effects, you are locked into Battlin Boxers. It does not matter if it was before or after, you cannot summon anything that's not a boxer the turn you do any of his effects, which really annoys me. I really wish you could just do his special summon effect and be able to, go into anything you want, but no. The turn you activate any of this card's effects, you can only summon Battlin Boxers, which can really suck, because while the Battlin Boxer Xyz monsters are all solid for the most part, they're very niche in that they are, they're battlers. They're not particularly great all the time. So it's not the best case scenario for most of the things, and sometimes you just need that extender, and unfortunately you can't use them as an extender if you need to make a Castell or something. So yeah, that sucks. Anyways, we're gonna move on, or I'm gonna yap forever. We have Battlin Boxer Uppercutter. Uppercutters are other 3 of, and Uppercutter is one of the main ones you're summoning off a Promoter. He's also a good card to lead with as a starter. You're mainly wanting to start with Promoter. But however, if you have to start with Uppercutter, it's not bad. Uppercutter is a Stratos. On summon, you search out a Battlin Boxer monster, except a copy of himself, or a counter trap. which I know that's funny saying, but basically a counter trap with the name counter in it somewhere. This is really funny because, okay, so most of the Battle Boxer trap cards are counter traps. They have counter in the name, but there is I think it's like the one trap from Flamville is a counter trap, and it has counter in the name. So you can search that, and it's actually a really good card. It's a spell trap negate. So you can search that, or you can search the monster negate, whichever one you need. And also on top of that, he has another effect where if you sent to the graveyard, by a card effect, you can either special summon a Battle Boxer from your graveyard or set a counter trap. So you only need to play one counter trap of each one that you want to play, and then you can, well, just recycle it with your uppercutter. The downside is that the turn you use the search effect, you can't use his graveyard effect, and the turn you use his graveyard effect, you can't do the search effect. This really sucks, and really goes to show that Konami was just way overbalancing this deck. It's so funny that, like, they really wanted to, like, give this deck good support, and then, like, we're gonna make it balanced. I hate when they do this. I mean, it'd be nice if they would also balance some of the other wackadoodle stuff they release, but I'm not gonna go down that route right now. Anyways, so very great card all around. Absolutely a 3 of. Next up, we have Battle Boxer Shadow. This one you can arguably play at 3 along with the next one, but it comes down to your personal preference, and I apologize. My shadows are warped to high hell. I don't know if he's gotten a reprint outside of the World Superstars Super Rares, but yeah, the warping is causing the glare. I apologize about that. Anyways, Shadow has a very simple effect where if he's in your hand, you can detach a material from a Battle Boxer Exceeds you control and special summon him. If you do, special summon this card, yeah, that's it. That's literally it. That's all he does. He's an extender. You detach material from one of your Xyz monsters, and bada bing, bada boom, he's on the field. Really good card, especially since you want to trigger these effects. Like, for instance, let's say you haven't used any of Uppercutter's effects yet, and he's underneath one of your Battle Boxer Xyz. You can go, okay, Shadow, detach Uppercutter, special summon, Uppercutter effect, bring back a Boxer from the graveyard. Or set a counter trap, whichever one you need. So it's really down to, like, that, and it can also trigger like Ledio's effect, which is great. I remember people used to play this Xyz counter trap, I forget what it's called, where you detach a material from an Xyz monster to negate something, but it's not searchable, at least not like in archetype. You can search it with, like, I think it's got Xyz in the name, I cannot remember, but there's cards that search cards with Xyz in the name. Anyways, next up we have 2 Sparer. This is another one you can totally play 3 of if you want to. It's down to you and your preference. I've personally gone back and forth between 2 and 3, along with him, Shadow, and the next one. Just to try to fit more non-engine, I decided to play only 2. Sparer is a very simple card. It says if you control a Battle Boxer monster, you can special summon it, but the turn you do this, you cannot conduct your battle phase. Balancing. So, anyways, it really sucks because, like, this is a deck that wants to fight a lot, and you don't get to fight if you use your main extender. It's, like, really, really freaking annoying. Which is one of the reasons why I'm only playing 2. If you have to summon him going second, you're not running over any of your opponent's monsters, and that's what this deck likes to do. It wants to be able to fight. It wants to be able to just, you know, go face and everything. But, however, being able to, like, if you go first, it's really good because you don't get your battle phase anyways, so you don't have to worry about it. Yes, you can special summon him if you're going first. I've had some people be like, hey, can you do that if you don't have a battle phase? Yeah, you can. It's really weird about that, because, like, I know you can't, like, Megalo tribute to do something if you don't have a battle phase, but you can do this if you don't have a battle phase. It's weird. It's also important to note that this is not once per turn, so if you open multiples, you can just fart them all out on the field and call it a day. So, really good card. Next up, we have 2 Battle Boxer Chief Second. This is another one that you can play 3 of if you want. I've very much gone back and forth between 2 and 3. The big thing is he has 2 really good effects. First, if he's on the field, you get an extra normal summon once per turn of a Battle Boxer monster. That's really, really good. So you can literally just go normal summon, extra normal, and then go into an Xyz. So he's really great with that. The other big thing, too, is he's a hand trap. He's a battle hand trap, which is really not good in standard standard Yu-Gi-Oh, but actually in Genesis, this card won me a few games, which is really funny. I never thought that, me searching him would actually come up and would be relevant and good. So, Chief second, when your opponent declares an attack on one of your Battlin boxers, you can special summon him from your hand, negate the attack, and then banish another monster your opponent controls until the end of the turn. Or you can banish the monster that will attack. It's up to you. You get to banish any monster on the field. So, for instance, I played against Myfigurecollection, OTK Myfigurecollection. He swung, I special summon this, negate the Myfigurecollection, and then because it's a non-targeting banish, I get to banish one of his Myfigurecollections, and then it loses all the equips that he had on it. And sure, he gets it back at the end of the turn, but it's got no equips. So, a really good card all around. I really want to bump him up to 3 now. It came up a lot, actually, with the hand effect and everything. So, very good card, especially with how there's just not a lot of good names. So, but we're playing a minimalist engine in order to be able to maximize non-engine and stuff. And this deck has search power for days, especially if you have the other Tachyons, 7 Tachyons. I sold off my collector's rares and haven't bothered to pick up secrets yet. So yeah, you can very easily fit in those. Moving on, we have 1 Battlin Boxer Counterpunch. This card's completely optional. You can totally cut it if you want to. He's Colute for the deck. You banish him from your hand or graveyard. In order to boost one of your Battlin boxers that's battling by 1,000. Pretty good card all around. It's not super necessary. He's the only good level 3 the deck has, which is hilarious. But however, he's just kind of there. You use him to be able to punch over something or to keep your monster from dying. It does come up. Yes, the Yugioh can hit 38 very easily. Yes, the rank 5 can hit 32 very easily and even higher. But you do still need to be able to get over big stuff every now and then. And also, he's the best thing to send off of the rank 5's effect. Moving on, we have 1 Switch Hitter. Switch Hitter is an extender, but only if you already have Grave set up. On normal summon, you can target a Battlin boxer in your graveyard, special summon it. You're locked into Battlin boxers. The turn you do that. It's not even for the rest of the turn, so you can't do plays beforehand and then go. No, it's just like Promoter, where the turn you want to do his effect, you have to only go into Battlin boxers. Really sucks, but hey, you know what? He's another extender and he's another good name. For our final boxer, we are playing 1 Glassjaw. Glassjaw is a very interesting monster. He's a level 4 2k attack, and he's from an era when Konami was still scared of level 4s with 2k attack. I feel like they kind of still are, but anyways, just like with Heraldic Beast Leo, where it has an effect that destroys itself, this guy also has an effect that destroys itself. When he's targeted for an attack, he kills himself. My video is going to get throttled. Why'd I say that? Anyways, I digress. We're way more than 30 seconds past. So, yeah, your opponent declares an attack on him. He automatically commits seppuku, goes to the graveyard, and then you can trigger his grave effect. Whenever he gets sent to the graveyard by a card effect like his own, you get to target any Battlin boxer in your graveyard except himself, add it back to hand, which is really good. It only adds monsters if I remember correctly. Yeah, only adds monsters. But hey, you know what? That's grabbing back a Switch Hitter, that's grabbing back a Uppercutter, that's grabbing back a Promoter, a Second Chief, whatever you need. Really good card all around. You only need one of it though, because it's super easy to loop him. So yeah. We're moving on to the massive non-engine. Look at that. Anyway, so first and foremost, we're going to be... by the way, if I counted correctly, this should be right at 100 points. At least going off of what Dueling Book says. So, first and foremost, we have 3 Fuwawas. Just, pretty standard hand trap for good old... Genesis. I can't believe this is pointed so low. Why is Max C at 50 and this is not up there? I hate the Charmies. I really do. So anyways, 3 Fuwawas. You need it, especially if you go in second. This deck needs all the help it can get. 3 Veiler, because Imperm costs too much. Point-wise, I have a million Imperms, but they cost way too much into pointing, while Veiler is really cheap, actually, for the most part. Then we got 3 DD Crow, because, yeah, it's the court-mandated DD Crow. Want to get rid of stuff in the opponent's graveyard. This you could also totally play on the side if you wanted to. It's not great in everything, and I honestly sided it out a lot of the time, but, yeah. I also didn't play anything super graveyard reliant either, now that I think about it. Next, we got 3 Droll. Pretty simple, pretty standard. Droll. Droll's needed. 2 nib to be able to just, you know, stop our opponent. This is also something where having the the counter punch is really helpful, because giving your opponent a huge nib token, that did bite myself in my butt, which really sucked. So yeah, I think it was 4,700, which yeah, I had to, you know, let yoke plus counter punch I had to do in order to get over that. So that's our hand traps. Moving on to the spells. We got 3 Durandal. This card is your main searcher, unless you got 7 of Tachyons. So yeah, pretty simple card. You equip it onto a Fire Warrior, pop it, add a level 4 lower Fire Warrior from your deck to your hand. Pretty standard card. Everybody knows what this does, thanks to Noble Knight being like relevant for a few years ago. It does have a secret like second effect that comes up like never. So do keep that in mind if it ever does actually come up, because it is technically possible. It's just I've never actually personally used it. So yeah, just letting you know. Anyways, finally, next up we have 2 7th Ascension. Using this to be able to get to the 7th Tachyon alongside 2 Rank Up Magic Variance Force. I know people are already probably screaming at me, no, why are you playing the Rank Up Magic? Well, I want to be able to actually properly summon the rank 5 and actually get all of his effects, because he's a stupid good card. So to kind of run it back, 7th Ascension can search out any Tachyon, Baryon, or, God, what else? It's like 3 different card types. Yeah, Baryon spell or trap card, Rank Up Magic Quick Play spell, or a 7th spell or trap card. Just dawned on me to sync and search out the Raid Raptor rank up, since it can search out quick plays. That's something to try out in Genesis later myself, actually. So it's got a second effect where I could banish it and copy a rank up magic spell or trap card effect, which is really cool as well. Pretty good card all around. You're mainly using it to search out 7th Tachyon so that you can search out your other guys. You can totally bump up Ascension to 3. I was just trying to make room for other stuff. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to play 2 or 3 of this. I'm still debating on it myself. And then obviously 7th Tachyon. This card's totally getting pointed eventually. There's no reason it should not have points. And so yeah, play it while you can. This card, if you have 3, you play as many as you can. The fact that one of the number 101s through 107s is a Battlin Boxer monster means this card was like tailor made for it and everything. Absolutely a must have for this deck, whether you're playing in Standard or in Genesis. You need it. So really recommend play 3 if you can. You can even take out 2 Durandal and put it in. I would still play at least 1 Durandal, even if you have the Tachyons and stuff, for that extra bit of consistency. It's down to you. And then, of course, as I mentioned, you can search out a rank up spell, well, a Baryon spell or trap card. So we are playing the Rank Up Magic Baryons Force in order to make our chaos numbers actually playable. Right now, the only way, well, if you don't play these, the only way to make the chaos numbers, either one of them, is by, well, doing the trap effect. And I don't like that as much because you don't get full value out of the monsters. And this card's like not bad actually in terms of like general like what it does. Whenever you rank up your monster, you can also like steal material off of one of your opponent's Xyz monsters, which in Genesis is actually like really solid because you're going to be playing against either a fusion, synchro, ritual deck, whatever. So if you're playing against another Xyz deck like the Automat deck that's running around and stuff, you get to steal one of their materials, which is mean. And I love it. Anyways, yeah, that's the main one that I play for this. There's another, I think, Baryon rank up magic that you can play, but it literally has no bonus effect. It's just I can rank up, and that's it. Play this one instead of it. But yeah, anyways, finally we are playing 1 Battlin Boxer Spirits. This is the monster you're born in the deck. You mill 1 card, special summon a Battlin Boxer from your graveyard. So yeah, really good card. It's a you can only use it once per turn, which really sucks. But I digress. The deck did get 1 random piece of support in, I think, last year's Maze set. I can't remember. It's one of the recent Maze sets called Ring Announcement, which it's a normal spell, if I remember right, where you special summon a Battlin Boxer from your hand and then destroy spell or trap cards your opponent controls up to the number of Xyz you control. Really solid card. It's treated as a Battlin Boxer card all the time. If you want to play it, play 1. Personally, I don't think it's good enough to really warrant being played, but maybe in Genesis it is. I don't know. I've been told I'm very stupid, so if you guys disagree with me, let me know down below and sell me on playing Ring Announcer. Anyways, finally, we have our 2 counter traps, Flamveil counter and Battlin Boxer cross counter. Flamveil counter has a simple effect: when your opponent activates a spell or trap card, banish a fire monster of 200 defense from your graveyard, negate and destroy that spell or trap card. Coincidentally, and totally not intentionally, I'm sure, well, I don't know, no YgoAmino, it probably was an accident. Freaking Uppercutter happens to be 200 defense. So he fulfills the requirement for Flamveil counter, which is amazing. So not only can he search it, but you can then use him to be able to actually use it. And then also he can reset it and everything, really good. Cross counter is a monster negate that requires you to destroy a Battlin Boxer monster you control. You can destroy even non-Xyz ones. You have to destroy either a number monster or a Battlin Boxer Xyz. Sorry, a number monster or a Battlin Boxer monster. So you have to destroy one of the 2, and then if you do, negate the monster effect, destroy it, and then you can special summon a Battlin Boxer Xyz monster from your extra deck with a different name than the monster you destroyed, and then attach this card to it as material. I really wish it also attached the monster you destroyed to it as well, so you could at least use the rank 5's summon negate, but no, you cannot. I don't get the point of summoning the rank 5 off of this, because you have to detach 2 materials from the rank 5 in order to do his effect. And it'd be one thing if the rank 5 said detach 2 from any Xyz monster you control, but no, it's only him. So I don't get the point of summoning the rank 5 off of this at all. Personally, I usually summon 105 to Star Cestus off of the trap card, because at least Star Cestus does something, unlike the Chaos 79, I think is him. Is he 79 or 70? Yeah, 79, I was right, cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's my 2 cents. Moving on. Starting to run out of time. My camera just loves to not record past 30 minutes. So, anyways, moving on. We got 2 Dempsey. Dempsey's a boasted card. You can arguably play 3, but you can recycle him easily enough. If he's special summoned, you can search out any fire warrior from your deck to your hand, or dump it to the graveyard. You're usually searching it, and then you can detach material from him during your player's turn. Well, actually, you can detach material from any of your Battlin Boxers, just usually from him. It kind of depends on the situation, what you want to do. In order to make all of your Battlin Boxers untargetable for the turn, really stupid card, very, very powerful for the deck, and, I mean, like, it's good in general. Next, we got 2 Lead Yoke. Lead Yoke is arguably the real boss monster of the deck, like, until he actually gets Chaos 79 out. Lead Yoke has the very simple effect where if a Battlin Boxer monster or monsters you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach material from him instead. Every time you detach material from him, he gains another 800 attack power, which, yeah, that does get him up to 3,800 very easily. It's really funny. He's like the main beater, really. And then we got 2 79 Battlin Boxer Nova Kaiser. If you're wondering why we're playing like so many of the names and everything, it's because you get locked so hard. So it really like doing a basic play that any other deck can do for free and not get archetype locked. Archetype locks you in this deck. This regular 79 Battlin Boxer Nova Kaiser. Once per turn, can attach a Battlin Boxer from your graveyard onto him as material. He gains, I think, 100 attack? 100 attack for every material on him. And if he dies, you can summon Battlin Boxers from your graveyard equal to the number of materials he had. God, these World Superstars cards love to warp. Anyways, so... very simple card, very powerful in what it does in terms of like just being annoying for your opponent, because if you get even just like 2 materials underneath him, you're summoning a bunch of guys back if he dies, which is very easy to do, and you can always crash him and do stuff. Or wait, is it only by card effect? It's been a second. Buy your opponent's card, battle or card effect. Yeah, special summon level 4 or lower Battlin Boxer monsters up to the number of Battlin Boxers from your graveyard, up to the number of materials he had, yada yada yada. He's an okay card. I wouldn't say he's very good. He's very like playable. He's also probably the first one to get cut if this deck ever gets another good Xyz. Or he would be if it wasn't for his beast of a freaking chaos number. Number C79, Battlin Boxer, General Kaiser. I was reading that as Cerulean Kaiser. That does not sound right. This thing has two very simple effects where, well, actually three really. He gains 200 attack for every materials instead of one, woohoo! Which actually is relevant. He gets up to 32 if you just like hard summon him using two monsters going to Kaiser and a rank up. He gets up to 32, which is pretty solid all around. Then also, once per turn, not a hard once per turn. If you have multiple out, you can do all of their effects for both things. When your opponent would summon a monster, you can detach two materials from him, negate that summon, destroy that monster. If you have the original Kaiser underneath him as material, you can, once per turn, whenever your Battle and Boxer monsters battle, you can send a Battle and Boxer from your deck to the graveyard to attach that monster to Kaiser as material. It is so stupid. It's non-targeting removal on this thing, and it makes the deck really annoying to try to, like, interact with in the battle phase if your opponent doesn't have something to turn them off, which of course in Genesis there's a lot less ways to get around something like this, especially if you have either the counter set. So really good card. We have 1/105 Battle and Boxer Star Cestus. This guy's interesting. Whenever a Battle and Boxer battles, you can detach a material from him to negate the opponent's monster effects, and then your monster can't be destroyed in that battle. You take no damage, and your opponent takes the damage instead. Really, like, okay card. The only thing that holds him back is that he's a 3-map monster. If he was 2 materials, he could be a lot better and a lot more understandable for playing, but that is not the case. For the last Battle and Boxer Xyz, we do play one Chaos 105, just for the off chance if, like, I have to go into him. Like, I mean, if I get Archetype locked anyways, I might as well just play him. Look, I'm never going to get to use this ulti ever again. I really want to get a first ed one of these days. Anyways, Chaos 105. If he's got the Flame Wingman effect, or if he kills something, he burns your opponent. And if he has the original 105 underneath him, he's Volcasaurus. Which is really funny. You have to go through all of these hoops in order to get Volcasaurus in this deck. But hey, for being a 2800, that's like not too terrible. You can pop something, burn, run over something, burn again. I'd say he's an okay card if only it was easier to get out. So anyways, you can also actually summon him off of the trap as well if you need to, which is really funny too. And even then, like, if you only do that, hey, he's a 2800 Flame Wingman, which can win games. So yeah. Anyways, moving on, we got one deck Storm Rule. This deck burns certs with materials so quick. We've got the Utopic package in order to be able to, like, have another monster negate. Don't count it on it coming up, and just honestly could get cut real easy, free up another 20 points for something else. It's mainly because of him that we're right at 100, that or 99, because I was playing, with Ygopro normal, this should be right at 100. Next we have one Castel, to, spin back something, and one Time Thief for Doer. This could also be a Tornado Dragon if you want. It's up to you. Let's see here. Finally, we have the side. Now, I'm not big on doing the side deck super, like, in with Genesis, but I figure I might as well show what I've been doing and what's been working. For one thing, we got 3 Gamma CL for Kaijus just to spot removal something. This comes up a lot, and it felt like everybody plays Kaijus in their side deck. At least I felt it. I got Kaiju'd a lot. It's like, yeah, I got Yugioh. Okay, here's a Kaiju. Oh, okay, well, fun. Then we got Twin Twister for being able to pop back row. This can also be Cosmic Cyclones. I just don't have 3 Cosmic Cyclone, so it's really down to you, whichever one you want to go with. 3 Dark Rule or no more. The fact this is not pointed at all really surprises me, and is very, 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 very helpful for this deck because it can set a main turn 1 board, going second is a struggle. Next one is actually a card I've considered maining. Final Bringer of the End Times. Quick play spell that says destroy 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls. Let's see, target 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. So the really funny thing with this is that if you have Yugioh out, you can prevent your stuff from being destroyed, meaning it's a 1-for-1 trade in card advantage instead of a, actually like a neutral, if you don't have Yugioh out, this card is a 2-for-1, so you're giving up 2 cards to pop one of your opponent's card, which really sucks. But if you have Yugioh out, you save your guy from being destroyed, and then the Yugioh goes up by 800 for more big Unga Bunga. So solid card. I've thought about playing it in the main. It's the fact you can pop any card, not just monsters, is really good, but you have to pop one of your own monsters, and it's only really good in the deck if you have Lead Yolk out, so yeah. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, freaking Kaijus. It's the bane of this deck's existence. The fact that this is a floodgate that is not pointed at all. The fact that you can play 3 Mask of Restrict and be perfectly happy, and it's so good. So good. I love the fact that Mask of Restrict is not pointed, especially because right now, I don't know about other people's locals, but I had to see, now I didn't play against him, thank God, but there was at least three Monarch players at my local Genesys last night, and yeah, that's too much for me. So Mask of Restrict is going to be sitting happily in most of my Genesys side decks for the foreseeable future, and that's everything. Yeah, as long as Mask of Restrict never gets pointed, it's going to be in there, partly because Kaijus are everywhere, and then also Monarchs are everywhere. So, that is everything. That is my oh-so-wonderful Battlin Boxer deck list. I love this deck a lot. I really want to see it get more support eventually. I plan on doing an archetype analysis on it. If I haven't already, I actually cannot remember for the life of me. So I will be checking on that. If I have not, expect it to probably be the next one. If not, it'll be something else, and then this will be the one after that. Because I really want to talk about this deck more. Like, once I get hyperfixated on something, I am stuck on it for a while. So that is everything. Please let me know what you guys think down below. Rate, comment, subscribe, and do you want to see more Genesys deck profiles? Genesys is really interesting to me. I want to get more into it, and heck, if depending on how power creep continues with the main Yu-Gi-Oh, this might become my main way of playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Also depends on if it actually sticks at my locals. The first time that we had Genesys, there was like a good 15 or so people there. Last night, there was, I think, 10. Yeah, it seems like it's going down. And from what I've heard, a lot of the novelty of it is kind of like waning. A big thing is a lot of the pro players don't give a crap about it. And I have one of the most try-hard locals ever. I have mentioned before, but my locals is basically a mini YCS. It's one of the reasons why I have had such a hard time, like, keeping interest in the game, because I have to play the best deck or one of the best decks. I have to play a meta deck if I want to be able to play at all, which really sucks. I don't want to play Jackota. I want to play DDD or Super Quant with K9. And even that. Anyways, that is everything. Let me know what you guys think down below. I will save my rants for another time. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and see y'all later. Bye. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider rating, commenting, and subscribing. Sharing the video helps as well. If you especially really like it, please do consider being a channel member. Every little bit helps out. And hey, also, why not check me out on my other social media pages? Thank you, and have a great day.